The Tesla stock is nearing the $600 mark, surpassing a market cap of $100 billion. So of course, new FUD is needed, because the shorters are getting really desperate. So the latest FUD story: unintended acceleration. Yeah, very innovative. But despite that, we think the Tesla stock is poised to rise more. Much more.
And then will we be able to play The Witcher in a Tesla soon? And of course, we also have to talk about the Gigafactory Berlin, as it is now called. The deal has finally been secured, but now a new threat emerges that could slow down the progress. And then also a bit on some other EVs, for example, the Arrival delivery van, the Canoo subscription-based EV, and the GM Cruise Origin. Quite a lot of stuff as always, so stay tuned.
After last week's controversial global warming episode, some comments were certainly fun to read. So now a less controversial episode to calm everyone down a bit. As we all know, Tesla has been having a quite impressive rally at the stock market for quite a few months now, and the Tesla stock is about to reach the $600 mark, which means that Tesla's market capitalization has just surpassed $100 billion, making Tesla the most valuable publicly traded US automaker. It even has surpassed VW. Only Toyota still has a higher market cap. But we think that Tesla will even have surpassed Toyota in a few years. But more on that later. So now, because everything is looking so good for Tesla, and the stock just won't fall, so some new nice FUD is needed, right? The poor shorters are getting desperate after all. Enter the new unintended acceleration claims. Now you will probably think that we are joking if we tell you that all these complaints are filed by a single person, which, by sheer coincidence, turns out to be a Tesla shorter with the name Brian Sparks. He single-handedly filed a complaint against Tesla at NHTSA on the issue of so-called unintended acceleration. Of course, the good old mainstream news are all over the topic. How else could it be, right? Because hey, when was the last time that there was some nice anti-Tesla FUD? That has been months now. We need some new material. So this Tesla shorter here wants to create some FUD and hopes to crash the stock so that his losses won't be so enormous, which they probably already are. NHTSA is of course forced to investigate these allegations. However, there is one problem for the news media and the Tesla shorter. Tesla has all the data of every one of those cars where unintended acceleration supposedly took place. Every single piece of data. So Tesla responded that in every single case, the driver was pushing the wrong pedal, which by the way happens with all the other cars all the time as well. As with the other FUD stories, where Tesla was being investigated for this or that, and we strangely never heard again of any of those stories. It will never be mentioned again, because it's a made-up FUD story by a Tesla shorter, who will lose more money soon, because the Tesla stock is poised to rise even more in the future. Let's see what the Q4 earnings call will bring us on the 29th of January. We think the Tesla shorters will feel even more severe pain on that day.
Long term, it is clear anyways that Tesla will surpass Toyota in market capitalization and reach a market capitalization of hundreds of billions of dollars, nay, even $1 trillion and even more at some point in the late 2020s, early 2030s at the latest. Now, why would we think that? Well, pretty simple. Here's why. Battery breakthroughs looming on the horizon, expanding like crazy with new gigafactories, ramping up production everywhere, new improved car production methods while at the same time lowering production costs. Full self-driving feature complete. Release of full self-driving soon. Robotaxis in the next 1 to 2 years at the latest. The million-mile battery. Ranges of 600 miles and more in the next years. The launch of the Model Y soon. The Tesla Semi by the end of 2020. Tesla Roadster launching in 2021. The Tesla Semi production ramping up in 2021. Cybertruck releasing in 2021. The new Chinese Model 1 or 2 sub-Model 3 car launching also in the next years. Opening up huge new revenue streams. But that is not enough, no. Tesla Energy is growing like crazy. Solar roof installations are going up. More and more huge megapacks will be installed. Giant revenue for Tesla's energy branch. But more, Starlink incorporated into every Tesla. Data subscription therefore increasing Tesla's gains even more. Oh yeah, and Tesla insurance bringing in more gains. But that's not enough because you know what? Oh yeah, right. Battery energy densities will increase to over 400 watt-hours per kilogram. Even 500 watt-hours per kilogram with Maxwell's dry electrode fabrication process. So at some point also Tesla's supersonic electric VTOL jets, totally disrupting also the complacent aircraft industry in the 2030s. But not enough. Tesla ships will come, yes, ships will run on Tesla batteries in the 2030s too, totally disrupting another complacent sector. And then, you think Tesla will stop expanding when everything on land, sea and air runs on Tesla? No, because pressurized Tesla rovers will be sent to the moon and Mars. Tesla solar arrays will power the future moon and Mars bases, and Tesla energy packs will store the surplus energy on the future moon and Mars bases. So if you think that this Tesla rally is only temporary, whoa, then you don't see the bigger picture. Tesla will be worth over $1 trillion in the future, it's absolutely clear, because Tesla won't only be an automaker, but an everything maker. Creating battery systems for land vehicles, air vehicles and ships, and also spaceships, and also for the future moon and Mars colonies. But more on that topic in our space videos. Poor shorters, they have no idea against what they are betting here. They are betting against a giant that has just awoken, a giant that will become much more powerful than they can possibly imagine with their limited intellects. Now in the not so distant future, so already this year, we know that the Gigafactory 3 has already achieved the full production ramp and will pour out 150,000 Model 3s this year, with Model Y production probably already starting very soon. And in Germany the Gigafactory Berlin is now a done deal. Now we of course are extremely happy about this development, living in Germany ourselves, that's absolutely clear. And all this despite the bets. Just imagine. But now of course this would be too easy, so another problem has surfaced, namely 7 World War II bombs were discovered on the future Gigafactory 4 site, but fortunately they have been safely detonated last Sunday, of course nobody was harmed, so that now things can progress further. Oh yeah, and the first job postings are already available. The factory is expected to create an astounding 8,000 jobs in the area, and 30,000 people are expected to apply. These are just mind-boggling numbers. Germany can be extremely thankful for this development, and we are really happy to see it happen, because this is a win-win for everyone.
Then Elon apparently again had some time to tweet some funny stuff. So he created a poll asking people if they would want to play Witcher in a Tesla. It's awesome to see that he is also a Witcher fan.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Of course, the majority answered yes, and it would be indeed amazing to play Witcher while waiting at the Supercharger. However, which Witcher game did Elon mean? We doubt that the Model 3 could run Witcher 3. The graphics is probably a bit too demanding to run. Maybe Witcher 2 could run. But Witcher 1 from back in 2007 could most certainly run without problems, as it's graphically not so demanding. That would be really awesome. In other news, it has become quite a trend now for automakers, confronted with their own demise in the not too distant future, to invest into new electric car startups. Ford with Rivian, or GM with Lordstown Motors. And now Kia and Hyundai invested $110 million into the UK electric car startup Arrival, which has a cute and futuristic EV planned as an electric delivery van. Hopefully this investment will make this concept a reality, because we really like the look of this car. And delivery vans are certainly a giant new market, which electric cars can expand into. While on the topic of cute and futuristic, the California-based mobility services company Canoo has now officially opened the waiting list for their subscription-only based EV. This means that you cannot buy the car but only rent it. The car has a unique design, a 250-mile range, and we find the business model quite interesting. So Canoo plans to launch their subscription-based EV in 2021 in Los Angeles, and we are really curious to see how this will play out.
And then another very futuristic car or pod has been unveiled by GM, the Cruise Origin fully autonomous shuttle pod car. It probably will be utilized for ride-sharing services where the car will drive around autonomously all day long and you can call it via app and then it drives you automatically to your destination. However, before you get your hopes up too high, we're talking legacy car maker here with GM, okay? So of course we have no word whatsoever on when we can expect to see these pods on the streets. If ever at all, because we know and love our good old legacy car makers, right? Because they are really good at showing us super awesome, fancy, super futuristic looking concept cars since decades now, which then never come to market. We actually think that one of those new startups such as Canoo will actually beat GM and release an autonomous version of their shuttle pod cars way before GM will. So, do you agree with our crazy Tesla vision of the future that Tesla will one day be the most valuable company on this planet with Teslas on land, in the air, on the water, nay, even on the moon and Mars?
Be sure to tell us in the comments. And Tesla over $1 trillion market cap. Call us crazy, but we indeed believe that this will happen someday. And which of those cute pod electric cars do you think that we will see first on the streets? It would really mean a lot to us if you would give this video a like or even share it with your friends. So thanks a lot for watching and see you on the next show.
See you!